the Heir of the Lotus build is insane, bro. Insane work, bro. And I definitely want to talk to you guys about this.
I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I need more time. Need more time.
Pretty much, if you don't know, it's very gear dependent. Our prediction is a must. I got a lucky. I got two different ones, but I'd rather. I have max movement speed, and my lucky hit chance is pretty fine. I'm not really using lucky hit for this build, but when I am using my core skills, that's what we get Ring of the Starless Skies plus that. So we get two multipliers, 60 times multiplier, a 50 times multiplier, uh, pretty much. Uh, then we're also doing multipliers on our damage, overpower damage as well. We have 150% multiplier, 160% multiplier, 201%. We're doing a 32%. I wish I had a better version of this, but it's okay. 32% multiplier. And pretty much we're doing that. Um, we're not really playing with too much other glyphs. We have the Rakanok's Wake for more raw, non-physical damage. Resist all, and the cooldowns for the Soul Rift to keep your essence tapped up to full. We got the Terios Might for the damage reduction, uh, pretty much, and the movement speed, honestly. So this we're zooming through this build, um, using the shadow, using vulnerable, using critical damage. Build is pretty much a standard Sever build. Yes, we're using Gloom. We're using everything. Gloom Terror. We're using Necrotic Carapace and Necrotic Fortify. We use Titan's Fall. We use Spiked Armor. We really use that fueled by death. We use both Blight and Sever. Blight buffs Sever. So you want to use your Blight and Sever to get those huge crits. Perfectly balanced. This build forces you to overpower. It's a forceful overpower. We also are using Inspiring Leader so we can get that additional 12, additional pretty much 12% crit. And then we're also using Standalone and Memento Mori. The Finality, you can switch that in if you have an extra node, whatever, because I think I'm missing one node, one extra skill point, but I really couldn't fill that in. Honestly, if you want, you can take one Crippling Darkness out and you could put it in Finality, or you can take the Crippling Darkness out and the Finality and put it in an extra Sever. Pretty much, you can get max. This is 14 Sever, so like you can try to max this out as much as you can. Sever's damage is just off the roof. We're going crazy. We're really diving and focusing on Sever. If you can get any amplified damage extra on your necklace or your gloves, use that, please. Um, for the Paragon tree, pretty much we're gonna start at the very bottom because this tree is very very not difficult, but very iffy. We're gonna start off with the base tree. Sacrificial. Reason why we have sacrificial here is 10 times multiplicative damage with no minions. The 53% damage right here. The additional damage on right here. We're getting a lot of damage from this. A lot, like an intense amount with sacrificial being at the first node. I've been using this for all my builds. Sacrificial first node is like love. Find anything else is cool. You don't have to do this. I just need max life. I wanted the max life. I went here for the max life. Um, I liked it, so I'm taking it. Uh, that's the reason why I got it. So, and then I went to Wither. Yes, I'm taking Wither just in case I use Endario's Visage. That helps with the damage for that. That's extra dot damage. We're taking the Lingering Shadows. We're taking the damage over time for the Endario's Visage version of this build. Um, Pretty much the reason why I took these nodes out, we're taking some nodes over here and we're putting those nodes from over here on the shadow glyph. We're adding them all the way over here in our fifth tree. This is our additional fifth tree. This is that additional overpower damage. So we just want overpower damage, all the overpower damage over here. So we're going to get to that later, but pretty much this is our shadow. Got 134%. It was at 160%, but I took some points over here. I took some points out. I took about 2 points out, and honestly, 3.3 to 4 points out. But it didn't reduce my damage by that much because we're getting damage everywhere else. Okay, I'm gonna tell you where I put all those nodes out. I took about like 6, 7 points out of everywhere. All these holes right here, you see, I took a lot of these points from over here, and I transferred these points and moved them over to that tree over there, so we can have extra tree. We went up. I went up for this. This is just I don't know. I was just going random, but it worked out very well for me. Frailty went straight up, then went over here. This one's more precise. I went more of a precise build for this. I went for the Gravekeeper node right here. This node is very good. Crowd control, damage, vulnerable damage, damage times healthy enemies, close corpse damage. Pretty much every close corpse on the ground, you're going to be going crazy. Another crowd control damage right there. It's so much damage right there. Another additional vulnerable damage right here. It's so much vulnerable damage going on. It's great node. This is great. So I use the Gravekeeper node here just because it's quick, it's easy, you can go through everything. Okay. On Ascended Death, this is just for damage. If it's no damage, and this is for bossing. For bossing, you're gonna hit hard. Again, when you don't create too many corpses, but when you do create them, you're going to just instantly use your corpse tendrils just to get your additional 18% damage or additional, a few damage percentage, and you're just going to keep going crazy. Um, that's what your corpses is for. Just your tendrils, your corpse tendrils, corpse tendrils, corpse tendrils spam. That's literally what it's for. You're going to go through corpse tendrils a lot. It's just your go-to move. We don't have the critical damage buff on it, but don't worry, you don't need it. You really don't need it. Um, pretty much every dex here is great, but I got all the dex nodes here, and because I got all the dex nodes here, that I really don't need it. So what's going on here is that pretty much where this is critical damage, you got almost 200% critical damage plus another 22% multiplicative damage if the enemies are not healthy. Okay, you have almost like that. The damage is going bonkers here. You have a lot of damage. You have a lot of damage to healthy enemies. You got damage, 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 and damage. Okay, this you can if you want, you could take these out right here, and you can literally just utilize this right here. You can use that. You don't have to stay keep that over here. Pretty much, essentially, you want to just put a lot in the critical damage, have enough in the critical damage where you're doing 200% critical damage, have enough in the shadow tree where you're doing 100% times damage, or 100% damage with that additional 6.3% multiplicative damage modifier. Okay, that's the reason why you want to use that. Um, as for this over here, this is like great. Like this is almost perfected. But what you can do is you can add more fortified generation, and you can get damage reduction while fortified. and more fortified. So that the more damage the more fortified you have, the more damage you're going to get, and that's great. Like you're just a tank, bro. And again, as I said, all these points from this tree was literally originally in my other build, all right here. Shadow damage, damage over time, and it's all in this tree. And I was over here in the side. You're really gonna just honestly want to stay focused on the pretty much the task at hand, and that's overpower damage. The more overpower damage you do, the faster things get cleared, and that's literally what that's just the best thing you can do. Pretty much, if I could just take this off and do consistent 30 mils to 100 mils per swing, that'd be great. And I can, but it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to be pretty hard, but it's going to work. Why am I another big key point? Why am I using Rakanat's Wake over the Greaves of the Empty Tomb? It's very simple: cooldown reduction and additional physical damage. Yes, you have a chance to do double damage, and yes, you have a chance for Sever size. Yes, that is true. However, I feel like you don't really feel the double damage. Last season was able to happen is that you were able to pretty much get two different Severs on top of one, which covered the small area and did a lot of damage. Like it went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it didn't stack the dot damage. Now it's just stacking one line of dots. And that's it. There's no it's still good boots. These are still good boots. But my preference in doing the pit is Rakanat's Wake and Yen's Blessing. And then if I'm feeling kind of free, then I'm gonna go hit with the Greaves of the Empty Tomb. Okay. Um Again, you can switch this build in and out very fast. If you want survivability, just Temerity and Dario's Visage. Then you can just put on sacrificials right here. Boom. Literally, it's very easy. If you want to switch in and out, super easy, bro. Super easy. Even better, you want to switch in and out for that. You want defense, you can just get a little extra. Boom. Even better. Okay. This right here. Always have your sacrifices because you're using the grandfather. Always have your sacrifice on your necklace so you can have 70 to 83%. All right. That's just my opinion. Okay. This is just so we can have max armor, but there's other ways I can get more damage. I can use this right here. It gives me way more damage. Crit. That's way more everything. Super crit. The crit's going to be off the roof. That's a great build. But that's a minor switch out. Depends on how my feeling. Depends on my mood. So that is why I want to go in and out. You don't always have to use the Heir perdition. I use it because I want those higher crits. But if I feel like I want to survive more, in Dario's Visage, Temerity, and boom, that's it. That's the quick a switch of two things. This build has been improved over time and time again, still being improved. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you. Like, follow, subscribe, all that. I stream on Twitch every day. I'm a grinder, trying to be better, grinding my butt off. I'm trying to get to pit 100 the legit way, not with the Spiritborn. There's nothing wrong with Spiritborn. I just feel like it's kind of cheap. It's the broken class right now, so I'm not using it. So that's just my opinion, though. But I love Spiritborn. It's great to have, but I don't want to play it right now. I have one. I literally have one. But, features on. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you for the everything. Hope you guys like this guide. Hope you like this review. And guys have a good one.